From teenage prodigy to reality TV star, Ryan Sheckler's journey to fame seemed unstoppable. But there were also personal struggles that threatened to derail his career. This is the story of Ryan Sheckler, from skateboarding prodigy to rock bottom. The best way to start is to look back to Ryan Sheckler as a professional skater in his prime. As a teenager, his dominance in the scene is something that had never been seen before, and hasn't happened again since. In any other sport, that sort of dominant period would have people using the word GOAT. In most people's eyes, Tony Hawk will always be the skateboarding's GOAT. But the things Sheckler achieved are almost beyond comparison. It all started in San Clemente, California, a small city south of LA, where Sheckler grew up. He was born in 1989 and found his dad's skateboard at just 2 years old. After that, Ryan never looked back. Encouraged by his parents, he fell totally in love with skating, landing his first kickflip at age 6. It became clear to his parents that their son had the potential to be something really special. By age 7, he'd been spotted by the team at footwear brand Etnies and began riding with them as his first sponsor in the Southern California skateboarding scene. It was only a matter of time before Ryan would gain more global attention. The first big feature followed in 1999. Ryan's parents cleared Ryan to appear on the cover of Big Brother magazine in what they called the Kids issue. However, this led to a huge backlash. The magazine was full of adult content, some of it pretty graphic. Ryan's parents either had no idea what they were signing their 8-year-old son up for, or they knew exactly what they were doing in trying to make money off their son's talent. This was a sign of things to come. It was in 2003 when Ryan would get his next break, and it would come in the form of one of his biggest heroes, Rodney Mullen, who started Almost Skateboards with fellow professional Wong Song, and asked Ryan to be one of the founding members on the team. Needless to say, this was an offer simply too good for Ryan to refuse. Getting to work and skate with a true legend of the scene and someone he looked up to. This was the start of him traveling and filming for Almost. In the same year, Ryan made his debut at the X Games, now 13 years old and eligible to compete. He was not only going up against skaters almost double his age, he became the youngest ever skateboarder to win gold in the park competition. He went on to win 8 X Games medals and countless placings and wins in the world's biggest skateboarding competitions over the next 12 years. He became the face of skateboarding almost overnight at the age of 13. Just like with many things in his life, he was dealing with things far beyond his years. Still, with a talent like his, it wasn't possible to have a normal life if he wanted to continue skating professionally, and Ryan was committed to that dream. He was soon a free agent again, and it was Plan B where Ryan found his true home. He was on their roster from 2007 until 2022. In skateboarding, that's a lifetime. The team became known for putting out films with the most technical and crazy tricks anyone had ever seen, with Ryan at the forefront of that, clearing bigger gaps, wilder tricks, and performing stunts that continued to move the sport forward. In the same year, Sheckler signed with MTV for 3 seasons of his own reality TV show, The Life of Ryan. This was set up by a friend and fellow skater, Rob Dyrdek, who was all over MTV at the time. The documentary series followed Ryan, his closest friends and family. This is perhaps the precise moment that the time bomb started ticking on Ryan's career and eventual fall from skating greatness. The start of the troubles that plagued Ryan's career can definitely be seen in Life of Ryan. Whilst it wasn't scripted, the producers manipulated and manufactured situations to create high drama in Ryan's life. The public's opinion on the baby-faced phenomenon began to change too. His emotional outbursts and clear frustration, normal for any teenager, playing out on national TV caused people to see him as a spoiled brat. In reality, this was nowhere near the truth. Ryan was doing all he could to stay in touch with being a teenager. That wasn't what the public saw though, and Ryan was labeled as Cryin' Ryan by viewers of the show. This wasn't what he signed up for, and he felt played and manipulated. At the same time, he found out that his parents had hidden issues in their own relationship to be supportive to him over the years, and this came to a head, resulting in his parents filing for divorce. This affected Ryan greatly, with him blaming himself for their troubles.
What led to the relationship with him becoming challenged?
The divorce. The divorce for sure. It was like, and it wasn't only challenged on his side too, like me and my mom weren't really getting along as well. And for a long time, I thought I caused the divorce.
After 2 seasons of the show, neither he nor his family had much of an appetite for a 3rd season, but they were under contract and reluctantly made to do it. MTV ended up dumping out all the episodes of the season on the same day, before pulling the plug and never showing an episode of the show again. This type of exploitation was something that had been foreshadowed when he was just 8 with that feature in Big Brother magazine. In skateboarding, there's one thing you should never do: lie about landing a trick. But that's exactly what Ryan did. He had shifted to skating full-time and just come off his second gold medal at the X Games. He landed probably the best backside the world had ever seen at the time. At a Thrasher magazine event in California, he just happened to stumble upon, landing it down a 16-stair set, winning him the event. Ryan didn't want to stop there, though. He immediately thought of El Toro, the world's most famous skating spot. Ryan wanted to land that same backside flip there, thinking he would be able to land the same trick he stuck down 16 stairs down the 20 at the legendary spot. Deeper into his California trip, he ended up breaking his foot before he could get to El Toro. However, he was quick to claim he'd already landed the trick when he got talking to Jake Phelps from Thrasher magazine. The skating world was already abuzz and waiting to see the clip. When Phelps reported that Ryan said he'd already landed it, everyone thought it would be coming on the next Plan B tape. The real truth, as Sheckler later revealed, was that he was so confident that he would land the trick, and so disappointed that he was injured and had to wait, that he just told Phelps it was a done deal. He fully intended to land the trick and get it on film, but it never happened. He tried, but didn't land it, and injured himself in the process, and the footage later leaked. The world had proof that he'd lied, and what was left of his skateboarding credibility after the life of Ryan vanished in an instant. Ryan continued to skate at a high level well into his 20s. However, his motivation for competing began to change after he turned 18 and discovered alcohol. He began partying more and more, and eventually, as he now admits, in his early 20s, he started to target winning events, but it was no longer for the love of skateboarding as it always was before. He simply wanted to earn more money that he could spend on partying. It's estimated he may have spent upwards of $1 million at clubs and parties over the years. He's gone on record to admit that during that time he didn't even want to skate anymore. He considered taking the money he earned and disappearing out of the public eye. That became a necessity rather than a choice in 2016, when a now 26-year-old Ryan admitted to his mom that he had a serious problem. He wanted to stop partying and drinking, and he tried to, but he just couldn't. Sheckler finally sought help and checked into a rehab center. Now clean, Ryan dedicates his life to helping others with his Sheckler Foundation and taking part in outreach programs to inspire and help the next generation of skaters. He is now enjoying the spoils of his career and staying out of the public eye much of the time. While he never really retired from skateboarding, he's just faded out of competing due to his body not holding up anymore, and he doesn't have the desire to compete anymore. Despite the mistakes he's made, Ryan is a truly inspirational individual and is a real legend of professional skateboarding. It's just a shame that he and his talent were exploited when he was so young, and that led him down the wrong path.